Hitting record. Alright, now to the AOtEaroa Cup. I've dreaded saying that word, and I think I'm still getting it wrong, but it means New Zealand. It's a very interesting tournament featuring handicaps. However, there's no handicaps in this match because pretty much everyone in this division, there's 4 divisions, is 1200. And because everyone's 1200, I'm pretty sure they're just not doing handicaps, it seems. So here we have what I believe to be an unhandicapped game. Actually, let's find out. We can click the vills to figure out if they're playing with a handicap on. No, they're not. Both of them, 25, 8 hit points, which means that they are very safe from any kind of handicap shenanigans from either side. It's going to be just a normal game of Age of Empires, I'm sure. Now, I believe this is the first round. I only had one opponent myself, who I've already played against. Div 3, Wellington Division. No handicaps. Yeah, it seems that way. Thank you, JJ. As we see a hectic deer lure from Rodeo Jones, man. He is rounding them up. I always thought Rodeo Jones sounded like a cowboy name. Man, I think he's at a rodeo right now, the way he's rounding up these animals. And these ibexes, I can just picture Rodeo Jones with a cowboy hat, riding them home. I don't think his scout even has a horse. I'm pretty sure his scout just rides the ibex around. Anyway, they're eating up those ibexes. And we have 5 villagers taking a ball right now for Weka. Now, Sato said something very interesting in a video the other day that I was watching. Sato, who's a very good Age of Empires 2 player. Oh, I gotta turn that off. 1 second. Sato let me know that you should finish the sheep that you're eating currently before you take the boar that you just took. Oh, thank you. I didn't tag Weka properly. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Another boar comes in. This feels like there's going to be a bit of rut. We've got 100, nearly 200 food on this boar. And then this boar comes in, and we're taking the ibex and the goose. And the goose! Okay. I love this division. This is going to be a fun game. We've got a chopped tree, a mystery tree here. Looks like we didn't like that one. That tree didn't taste very good. Time to chop. There's a hardwood tree. We don't want that wood. And this is just a glorious town. Wow. Most beautiful town center I think I've ever seen. I strongly approve. The ibex are coming in now for a WekaWekaWoo as well. And we've got, I think, a much cleaner Dark Age here from Rodeo Jones so far. I'm sure the res collected, and oh, look at the res collected, confirming my suspicions. Okay, Weka drops off. Turns out he's got some too, but I think this is going to balance out to at least a 200 res bonus for Rodeo Jones, just for having a cleaner Dark Age hunt being taken. Those deer came in quick. He's keeping his geese very safely at the back of his TC so we don't accidentally take all of them at the same time. I don't know anyone who does that, do you? I can't think of anyone. Oh, I love this division. This is going to be great. We're on Gold Rush as well. So we have a very big objective in the middle. If you lose map control, you're going to have a very hard time. We've seen very few games, I think, where the player who gets pushed off the gold, usually in Castle Age it happens, you will have a really hard time taking this back. It's almost impossible. I'd say it's almost impossible. You have to make do with the tiny golds you have here. I think you only get 2 spots of gold, so 6 tiles total. So it's kind of like you have a big gold, but that's all you get. There's no secondary gold. And these things run out fast. Way faster than you'd hope for sometimes. Okay, there's 4 tiles here. So their main gold is 4 tiles. So together it's like having one main gold from Arabia. But that's it. Whoop, there's some action. Scout Cavalry was under attack. Looks like he got poked by some Vills, and Rodeo Jones, he's quick on the fingers, this man, is going to take out a scout, take the first blood of the game, and take out his own animals. No! It's fine. Luckily, Rodeo Jones is on it. His Vills are here. He's going to eat those up, no problem. He's still got some geese that were safe. Amazing start for Rodeo Jones. I don't know how WekaWekaWoo is going to take it back from this. He's going to have to make something happen. Maybe going for a range of his own. Rodeo Jones is going for a range, and yep, there's also a range for WekaWekaWoo. What I didn't notice though, while I was busy looking at the TCs, was this. Is it a drush? It's kind of like a half Men-at-Arms. You can kind of do this where you go half Men-at-Arms, and if this like scout around, the look around is looking promising, you can add the extra the extra militia, and then go into Men-at-Arms during Feudal Age if your guys are still alive and you think you're gonna do damage with them. So, for example, if WekaWekaWoo starts making skirmishes, which I don't think he's gonna be doing. Actually, yes, he will be, because he's not on gold at all. He will be making 2 ranged skirmishes. In this case, I would say it's a great idea to add Men-at-Arms. Men-at-Arms can kill skirmishes, or at least push them back. Rodeo has played a lot of Gold Rush. Not sure how he goes with the Shu, though. Well, Shu I think they're an amazing civ. Very, very strong. And I think they're easy to play. They're easier than the other new civs, because their bonus is passive. You don't have to be like getting all 5 eco-techs like the way to get some kind of advantage out of their bonus. They have a nice bonus, and that's that. They don't need any kind of shenanigans to get extra value out of that. Are these the forced picks? That's a great question. That's a really, really good question. Whoa. We'll look at that in just 1 second as we see 2 militia and a scout. The TC takes 3 kills to its name. This is the most violent TC that I think I've seen in a little while. I haven't been this unlucky with tournaments lately, but it's so easy to do. I've done this in ranked games all the time, to be fair. Losing your militia under the TC, very easy to do. You leave them even on defensive stance. You leave them here. Oh look, there's a farmer over there. Better go chase him. Better go chase him, and before you know him, all your militia are dead. Very, very easy to happen. They are the force picks, so they both went with the force picks. Thank you for that. I was just going to check that myself. Shu and Malay are indeed their force picks for each other. So this is the other very interesting part of this tournament. The first civ that you pick is not for yourself, but is for your opponent, and your opponent has to play that civ in the first 2 games. I decided to play my force pick first in my first match, but that was not the case for my opponent. My opponent chose to do their favorite pick first, which was Spanish or Nomad, which went about as well as you could hope for me, as they would hope maybe. And then they had to go with their force pick on the second match, because if you don't do it on the first match, you have to on the second match. The problem with that is that your opponent, if they did their force pick first, they're free to choose, and they know exactly what civ you have to pick, because there's no choices. If you do the custom pick first, we don't have to worry about that here, because both of these players have picked their force pick first, which means they have maximum freedom for the first game, and they can't counter pick each other in the second game. I mean, if you want to do your, here we go. If you want to do it the other way around, then you're giving a lot of information to your opponent. But here we are. We have a ton of farms. 13 farms for WekaWeka, and even more for Rodeo Jones. These guys are set. Man, we're going to see Castle Age very soon from both of these players. And neither of the players are making scouts, I believe. Nope. No scouts are seen. Okay. So, very defensive plays. And so far, no eco damage from either player. Very, very peaceful. We've seen Some militia run around, get some information. That's really all they got though. The small walls might have been forced up by those militia, so there's some kind of delay that they got there. A few less resources. And from the resources collected though, Shu are doing their job as being both a strong Dark Age for Rodeo, having all those all that res under the TC at a really nice time, but also just the wood bonus. He's getting all this food from his wood choppers, and that passive bonus is just gonna slingshot him into the next stage. Is he going for knights? How much food do we need, Rodeo Jones? You're already the Shu. You need less on food than usual, but here we are with 18 Shu farms in Feudal Age on the way up to castle. Both these players full walling. Okay, very cautious. This feels like a very defensive Arabia style open from both. Oh, bit of a freeze here. What is going on? These players have mirrored each other. Identical stable timings. Identical hidden stables behind the full walls for both players. They are reading each other's minds. WekaWekaWoo is WekaWekaWalling. And he full walled long before, even with the stone walls here, very committed to the full wall. Long before Rodeo Jones actually commits to the full wall. It's not going to really matter here because we're not seeing WekaWeka move out the base very much. He's only just, let's look at the scouting actually. Oh wow. Okay, so since we lost the scout to the TC.
Well, park him. Let me tell you, this is going to be a huge match, folks.
It will be.
Rodeo James has been putting on some tremendous pressure, and let me just say,
I mean,
it's going to be
kind
really
of.
big. But you never count out WekaWekaWoo, who has some great strategies, tremendous strategies in the end.
The strategy is booming. The strategy is walling and booming.
I have a feeling something truly amazing is going to happen.
The pressure right
Place
now
your bets, folks.
is only from WekaWoo, but that's not going to last very long. Oh wait, will it? The spearmen are going to get crazy good value. 3 spearmen from Feudal Age are going to start cleaning up the knights from Rodeo Jones. Now both these players with the sneaky stables, I guess they're both going for some kind of scout knight production. I was going to say knight production, but these elephants are a potential for the melee. They have cheaper elephants. It's almost like making knights when you're making elephants with the Civ, because they're so much cheaper. It's a crazy discount the melee get for elephants, which are usually a very, very expensive unit. Not for the melee though. The melee are the only discount elephant Civ in the game. Only one that's so effective so early on, at least. You have, I guess, some other civs like the Gujaras later that can get discounts, but we're gonna see, yeah, these spearmen protecting these skirmishes. They're gonna walk away. They're gonna find out that Rodeo Jones is indeed fully walled, but no one's taken a massive initiative on the Gold Rush before. What I've seen even from low elo games, is it's often a very good idea to get an early TC down. As soon as you've established some pressure and you have some vills, it's easier to drop a castle, it's easier to commit to the middle. But usually the first player to initiate the TCs in the middle gets some kind of advantage, because you really want to protect these gold villages in the mid to late game. Whoa, 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 whoa. We were just hearing some... Was it an aggressive sound? I thought I was just hearing a tiger maul someone up. Maybe not. Maybe this is just the Jaguars having a default sound moment. WekaWekaWoo. He's going to look to break in. I don't think this is going to go too well for him. There's plenty of units Rodeo Jones is making. War Chariots will definitely eat up this entire army. War Chariots take almost no pierce damage. And I'm sure pikemen won't do much to hurt them. Actually, wait. They're a cavalry unit. Pikemen could work. Okay, never mind. Pikemen could work, but there's only 2 pikemen, so you should probably be scared, and they definitely get one shot from a distance by these chariots. Very, very strong unit. Very strong unit against any range unit. And honestly, really strong against even knights and stronger melee units as well. Just from how much damage they do. Super defensive plays from WekaWekaWoo. He really, really wants this base on lockdown. Not going to get raided at home, that's for sure. The problem with this is that you don't have too much to protect in your own base. Yeah, you can TC boom, that's fine, because you have wood. Wood and food, that's all you need for TC booming. That's fine. But the trail of war chariots across the map could spell a disaster for WekaWekaWoo. He's not making the correct units. Skirmishes, not going to last too long against these war chariots. These war chariots are absolutely fine against skirmishes. But the stone wall plus house wall is probably going to keep him outside the base for now. So WekaWekaWoo, successful defense with these stone walls. Gonna need to probably bring a ram or a mangonel across the map to deal with this. You could also possibly get some of your knights, some of your Weigongs, to start hitting the houses, because, you know, 1 or 2 skirmishes behind the walls is actually not going to do too much against some knights hitting, knocking on your gate. So there's still a bit of potential for Rodeo Jones to be aggressive, but here we go. The forward TC that we were talking about is going to be coming forward for Rodeo Jones. A bunch of Vills trailing out the opening gate, walking to find life beyond the palisades. Stone walls? I don't think so, darling. Yeah. Well, I think Trump would be very impressed with the walling from WekaWekaWoo, that's for sure. Very, very strong walls. No one's getting in or out of this. Okay, okay. Little harassment. And Rodeo Jones is going to pull all of his Vills from the wood line. I wouldn't have been too scared, but I guess... Do they have Bodkin? No, there's no attack upgrades on these elite skirmishes. So I don't think you even have to pull Vills for this. I think those skirmishes would have been lucky to get 1 Vill kill. Before they all died to, well, I guess this... The pullback from Rodeo. Bringing back all of his units to deal with this. He says, no Rodeos here, sir. Not today. This is my stadium. As he kills 2! That was like the long range shot, and he kills 2 pikemen with 1 shot. That's a nice little example of how much punch that these war chariots pack. And the siege workshop at the front, I like this a lot. If you can just make 1 ram, he nearly has the wood for it. 1 ram. Definitely has the gold for it if he wants to buy one. But can we see 1 ram from Rodeo Jones? So defensive! With the castle from WekaWekaWoo. WekaWekaWoo is insisting that no one touches his base. So, this is the safest 3 TC movement thing I've ever seen. You got stone walls, you have towers, and now a castle. Very, very safe here. 30 minutes into the game, and we've got a 3 TC boom from both players, essentially. I'm sure there'll be a castle coming up forward. I'm really hoping we see a castle right here, maybe even here. Maybe even here for Rodeo Jones. I think this would not be a bad idea to castle here, especially seeing that we're ready to click up as well. Yep, huge. Strategic mastermind, Rodeo Jones. He's going for the kill. A castle on the hill. The Treb advantage for this will be huge. You'll have Trebs on the hill attacking down onto the WekaWekaWoo castle. And these Trebs are going to do way more damage than they usually would because they're on a hill. And it's going to be really hard for Rodeo Jones to attack uphill against this push that's going to come in now. And WekaWekaWoo, you've got the villages. You don't have the Imperial Age, but neither does Rodeo Jones. Neither of these players clicking up just yet. They both have the res for it. And WekaWekaWoo actually clicks first. Rodeo Jones, this is a great position, but you need to be up to Imperial Age or it's not going to work. Another Siege Workshop. The 3rd Siege Workshop going up. The 4th Siege Workshop! Please tell me you're going capped ram. It's got to be capped ram, right? What are we doing? Oh! I just remembered how the shoe work. They make their trebuchets, the traction trebuchets from the Siege Workshop. This is actually Rodeo Jones having more Civ knowledge than me right now. A lot of Civ knowledge. Now, we were wondering how Rodeo Jones goes on shoe earlier. It turns out he goes very well. Very well. This is actually better intuition than I have. Usually, now I've done this I think multiple times now, is I'll get up to Imperial Age, I'll look at my castle, and I'll think, where are my Trebs? What have you done with my trebs? Oh, we've got to build siege workshops, and all of a sudden, I can't afford to make trebuchets, or I have to make them way further away, or I have to make the siege workshop first. Luckily, Rodeo Jones is going to have none of that. Absolutely none of that. Rodeo Jones is on the ball. He's on top of it. And this is not going to be an issue with... Oh, man. 5 workshops. We're going to see Traction Treb Bonanza. He's not making a single unit, so it's got to be just Traction Treb spam for days. Now, White Feather Guard's also one of the strongest units, the unique units in the game right now, I think. Probably not the most aggressive unit, but they are very, very, very strong defensive unit. They have crazy good HP, and they have a slow ability, so if they hit anything, the units that they attack will get slowed. Which is a really, really strong ability that we see in other games, like League of Legends, for example. There's a lot of those abilities in League of Legends, where if you attack someone with an ability or with an attack, your opponent will get slowed down for like a delayed amount of time, like a few seconds maybe. Now, WekaWekaWoo is going to take advantage of this early Imperial Age by getting his Treb out much earlier than the Traction Trebs are going to come out. But Traction Trebs are really good at sniping Trebs, and as soon as he gets the position on the hill here with more Trebs than WekaWoo, I think WekaWoo's in serious trouble. I don't think we've seen chemistry, so melee can go for bombard cannons, but I don't think we're going to see that. We're fully focused on the battle elephants here, which is a really cool play. Battle elephants are going to be fun. You can definitely do a big rush like this, a timing with melee that's better than the other elephant civs because you have the discount, massive food discount on these elephants. And I think he's going to go for it. He's got to choose his timing now when he reveals his strategy for elephants. Shu maybe can go okay with the feather guards, but they probably want pikemen. Chainmail is in, and let's see how the elephants go against these tanky white feather guards. And the white feather guards are probably going to get eaten up just from the numbers. They will take a while. They always take a while to die. But luckily these elephants will do the job, and they will clean up with minimal losses. Looks like only 2 or 3 elephants going down here. And this is just a great position. I think for WekaWoo all of a sudden, this push is working. The war chariots, they have a lot of damage, but not enough to kill battle elephants. The battle elephants take out the castle with extra trebs behind it. This is such a good play by WekaWoo. I really thought Rodeo Jones had this. Oh, the turnaround, the betrayal. These elephants are wiping everything, but very, very quick reaction from Rodeo Jones. When this attack started, Rodeo Jones had not teched pikemen. But now, not only has he teched pikemen very, very quickly, he's also very quickly gone into halberdier, which is very impressive. Very, very good reaction. And if he goes, gets 50 halberdier out on the field, which is pretty easy to do at this position, he's got plenty of eco for it, it looks like. Just needs some barracks, and the barracks are up. Really good reaction from Rodeo Jones here. He's going to have the pikemen to deal with this. But look at this. The desperately needed gold. This is how it feels once you finally get gold and some kind of map control on Gold Rush. You've probably mined out all your golds already. Yep, 1, 2 golds completely done. Oh, nearly done. There we go. 700 left. But you're really feeling the pressure now. You have to get these forward golds, otherwise you're just going to have nothing. And the castle to secure the position. Amazing play by WekaWoo. Yeah, the intuition from these players has been good, but Rodeo Jones maybe needed some more army behind those trebuchets. Going just traction trebuchets out of 5 siege workshops, maybe not the best when you need production behind that. Both of these players have been 3 TC booming, and Rodeo Jones calls it! What? He calls it from this position. He has halbs, but he just doesn't have faith the halbs will do their job. Maybe the halbs got sent in a little too early. He lost a few trickling them in. He lost... Yeah, we see a bunch of dead halbs here. But he needs some more halbs. I really think if we get like 20, 30 halbs, you could wipe this whole army. Halbs are really strong. Having 30 plus bonus damage is no joke. Even for elephants with 300 damage. I mean HP. Yeah, big GG's, guys. Crazy first game. Oh, what a set. What a set this is going to be. Elite Elephant came in. I didn't even notice that. That's also pretty big for WekaWekaWoo. Alright, let's go straight to the first game. We'll skip over some stats here. Oh, maybe. Whoa. Yeah, just not the production Rodeo Jones was looking for with the shoe. Now, some of the best combinations for the shoe is Arbalest, which wouldn't have gone amazing here, but you really want both the white feather guards to spam and pikemen. I guess we were just a little late on the pikemen. But you want a lot of one or the other, and we just didn't have enough production. And was there enough gold? There wasn't even, stone. There wasn't enough stone for another castle. That's kind of shocking to me. I would have thought Rodeo Jones might have been able to make another castle, because if you have even 30 white feather guards, I think it could trade really well. He just needed to to double his numbers of white feather guards in the first fight, because that's such a strong unique unit. But really well played by WekaWekaWoo, and very patient, very patient, very safe. Almost impossible to interrupt what he was doing here unless you go all in. You could have gone all in siege here potentially, and that might have done the job, but WekaWekaWoo doing whatever he could to make sure that he gets this one power spike that he wanted, and he got it alright. 4 trebs and battle elephants. Sometimes that's all you need. Amazing. Especially against a shoe Civ without mobility like this shoe. But let's move on to the next game. Will I have this as a VOD? The boys would love to watch it. Yes, absolutely. I'm recording right now, and I'm probably going to get off stream after this, and this is going to YouTube. So I will post this, don't worry. This is my first cast of this tournament, and I'll be putting it straight to YouTube, hopefully, for everybody else. YouTube and Twitch, of course. Twitch is fine too. Okay. We're starting off with WekaWekaWoo as the Saracens and Rodeo Jones as the Incas. Now, both these players had to play civs that they did not pick. Civs they probably didn't want to play. They had to try and choose the worst civs for their opponents, but this time has passed us. We are past the shenanigans and into what hopefully these players would consider their comfort zones. Rodeo Jones going for Mesopotamian. I think I remember Rodeo Jones saying something about Incas last time he was in my chat. So, potentially a comfort pick for Rodeo Jones. Saracen's a great civ. I've seen a lot of Saracens lately. On the ranked ladder as well. And on open maps, very strong. This is a super aggressive map. We've got a map, it's kind of a variant of Haboob. But it feels more aggressive than Haboob. I would say more aggressive other than a big improvement. And this big improvement is that you have wallable woodlines. I believe in Haboob, you cannot wall the woodline. It's like unbuildable terrain around the edge. Now, I tested this in the editor, and I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that the difference is you can wall up the woodlines on this version of Haboob, which is Forest Fire, which makes the woodlines a bit safer. Watch the ball lures. Yes, thank you. Ball lures will be watched. This map has those birds. Oh, it does. The ball lures. WekaWekaWoo's not happy about this. The ostriches, which are, I think they're called moa, are supposed to represent moa. Which of course aren't in the game because they're an extinct bird. But these ostriches represent the boars, so I'm assuming they have attack. Yeah, they've got a big attack, just like a boar does as well. Thank you, Algage, for the follow. Our Googe, if you will. Neither of the players have taken a ball yet. Okay. We're going out. Where are we going, WekaWekaWoo? Where are we going? Are you going to hunt this ostrich? Oh no. Oh no. How's this one? This one seems okay so far. Whoa, they're fast! They're fast! That's terrifying! Are they like boars a bit fast? Do you need loom to deal with these? It looks like you need loom for this. Loom or like a very, very tight scout micro. What? Why are they so speedy? Imagine a raptor chasing you down twice the speed. They're reskin boars with the speed of an ostrich. That's terrifying. Pecking you, scratching you. You'd probably bleed out from one of these things. It's not like you can outrun them. An ostrich would outrun you any day of the week. An ostrich would probably kill you out in the savannah. Designed to be moa, yes. The historic and now extinct bird. Yes. Okay. This is a really awkward lure from WekaWekaWoo. Now, we've seen this before. We've seen very, very awkward Dark Ages from WekaWekaWoo. They have a very solid mid-game where they're super defensive. And it seems like micro is not their strength, but they have a lot of strategy in them. WekaWekaWoo is great with the strategy, and that's why they want to wall up. They want to be safe. They don't want to get caught off guard. They just want to be able to play their strat without being interfered. And they have a very messy Dark Age here. Oh my goodness. The long range boars. This is real. Both of the players got loom before taking. I think I'm going to need to test this. Whoa! This is so scary. It's so scary how quick they move. I definitely need loom before I take any of these ostriches. Looks like a house trick was done. I don't have pro anymore. It expired a few days ago, I think. Rodeo house DeJake. Yeah. Sounds like he's speaking Latin now, but I understand what you're saying. Rodeo Jones using that house to DeJake the ostrich at a clutch moment, I'm sure. Unfortunately, we can't go back. But scary stuff. I think because he had loom, neither of the players have eco defs. So because they had loom, it's really nothing to worry about. I don't even see any vills on low HP. Like, it's not that low. That's a pretty normal normal HP bar for a villager to have. After taking a ball, that is. Thoughts on loom becoming meta on this map? Yes. I'm thinking of doing some testing. I will need to test this before I can confirm it, but I'm thinking yes. I think there is an exception if you have really, really good scout micro and can keep your scout maybe following your villager to block it. But it will be difficult, and I think loom will be recommended for anyone who's not paying very, very close attention to their lures, and probably needing a scout escort. Without a scout escort, if my vill was going to go out naked on their own, yes, 100% yes, I would need loom. This is a very scary boars, but like I said, I haven't tested it yet. So maybe I'll change my mind after trying it out. Luckily, I haven't had to do it myself yet. So that'll probably happen sooner or later in this tournament. WekaWekaWoo! Whoa! WekaWekaWoo indeed. I don't have any words for this wall. You really think this is gonna work, WekaWekaWoo? The audacity. You really think? Oh, I wish we saw Metadarms. There's Metadarms. There's Metadarms, and they're already through the walls. Oh. Narrowly misses the sheep lane. That was a sheep lane? Man, we were too busy looking at the boars. Archery range going up for WekaWekaWoo. And hitting a house is amazing here. This is very, very good for Rodeo Jones. It's going to keep this Vill busy. Going to have to pull another Vill, I think. Hitting a house is good value. Once you have Metadarms and they're already in position, you might as well just hit a wall. Unless you can get Vill pick. So it's not a bad idea to pull off towards these berries. This is great idle time you're going to force. And probably more idle time than you would be just hitting a house. And you're probably going to do the same thing to the gold if you pull it all around this way. Oh, these ostriches aren't even getting eaten up the whole way. Or maybe they did, but wow. No way. No way. Oh, 12,000 elo walls or something else. You can just get away with this. I mean, maybe this is like the no man's land, and they're like, alright, neither of us are going here. Can we just agree to not participate in this area? Okay, extremely good. TC idle time? I think that's what you were talking about? Amazing. Pretty good compared to Rodeo Jones. I had a ranked game just today where I had 1.5 minutes of idle TC time in Feudal Age. So right now WekaWekaWoo is completely demolishing me in that area. Keeping these vills going. A bit of idle time for the vills themselves, but that TC is going to make sure that you stay ahead in villages, and that's really the #1 thing you got to focus on. This eagle's going to die right away. One more shot and it goes down. 2 more shots and it goes down. Okay. And these men-at-arms walking in the wrong area here. And just archers is perfect. This is all you need against men-at-arms archers, is your own archers. And because you didn't invest in men-at-arms, in theory you've got more resources. But Rodeo Jones, amazing micro there. Sniping 2 archers as WekaWekaWoo has the micro back. Both these plays, actually, that was some pretty on-point micro. Some very on-point micro here. Questionable walls. The economies aren't even too bad. WekaWekaWoo, you'd probably like some more farms, but he's been disrupted a bit too much, and also has been building a tower on his wood lane, as well as having to deal with those men-at-arms earlier. Yeah, the demilitarized zone in the middle here. Okay, looks like 2 houses are going to get taken out. WekaWekaWoo, does he get housed? Yes, he does. That is getting housed confirmed. Going to have to build new houses in the back for this. And a stone gate. Weka wall continuing to wall. Plenty on wood, so hopefully going to be putting down some new farms soon as well. More going to wood too, looks like. Another house. We're going to get housed again. He's going to get housed again. It's going to happen. Again. Oh, wow. We're going to see idle time now. Now the idle time's catching up. And it's not an unforced error this time. It's WekaWekaWoo getting housed twice and not rebuilding his houses in time when they're getting hit down by men-at-arms. Is this AoE 2 DE? Yes, it is. AoE 2 Definitive Edition. Highly recommended. You can buy it on Steam or the Microsoft Store. And it has a very, very active player base. A ton of people playing it, making tutorials for it, helping each other learn. And a very, very active multiplayer for all people of all ages. You're very welcome, Dari Dude. I hope you find it and get to play it yourself if you're interested. Now, Men-at-Arms is coming in for WekaWekaWoo, which I think is a great play against Mesopotamia. You really, against any of the American civs, you want to be having Men-at-Arms at least as a backup, as a precaution. Maybe not preemptively making, unless you think your opponent's on Eagles, but hey, right now that's a correct assumption. Because Rodeo Jones is going Eagles, in fact. He's going 2 barracks, and a blacksmith now. Doesn't have a blacksmith yet. Wow. They went range market as their feudal age buildings and didn't have a blacksmith yet. This is something I would do. I've done this many times in ranked. Is I would end up just making that market, not thinking about the blacksmith until I'm already clicking up to Castle Age. WekaWoo's gonna come in and start shooting left and right. And the Men-at-Arms are going to come in here too now. This is going to be a really, really good push for WekaWekaWoo. Unfortunately, they're not up yet. So Rodeo Jones now can clear this up with just a couple upgrades, and the upgrades will be coming in. Eagle Warrior is a big one. The other most important one for him to get right now is Chainmail Armor, the second armor upgrade for his Eagles. Once that comes in, they'll be pretty much invincible to Feudal Age Archers. We're having a bunch of PS armor already. So we're going to have 2 base PS armor. We're going to have, well, plus another PS armor once the tech comes in. And Eagle, well, let's see how the upgrades go once Eagle... Yep, Eagle comes in and gets another base armor. And plus the armor tech from the blacksmith coming in, he's going to go up to 5 PS armor. Which is just going to be devastating against any kind of archer play. Even if they get up to crossbows, this is still going to be really, really hard to stop. These archers currently, how much damage do they do? 5 damage against 4 PS armor. So they're only doing 1 damage right now. And Squires as well, they're a good upgrade for dealing more damage in these hit and run moments like this. Being faster means they can get more hits in and just kill these crossbow even quicker. As well as, of course, getting across the map. But it looks like we're going to be trying to force the issue here with these men-at-arms. And WekaWekaWoo maybe a little too confident with these men-at-arms. Coming forward right into the enemy base. But the problem is Incas have slingers. Incas have a bunch of units that can deal with men-at-arms. Crossbow and slingers probably being 2 of the best. They have their own men-at-arms, which are amazing because they're cheaper. And they have Kameyuks. So I think, in my opinion, Incas have 4 units that are very, very good against men-at-arms. Which is good news for them because that means Eagles will be able to hopefully run wild with the support units coming out. Such as the slingers here. Rodeo Jones still in the back of his base, worried about those archers. He's going to come forward now, though. And these slingers actually might start taking out some villages if he's not careful. A lot of men-at-arms, 2B longswords coming out. Now for Saracens, this is a really weird sight. Usually, Saracens are camel and archer civ. You'll see them either go Arbalest or Expo, or they'll be going camels, or their unique units, which are also camels. I think Mamelukes could even be okay here. Mamelukes are probably not bad against Eagles. Maybe I'm not wrong there, but... Anyway, longswords for the Saracen player it is. Here we go, another interesting fight. We're going to run past the men-at-arms and try and get some Vil kills. Now this could work out really well. You could get 2 or 3 Vil kills from this potentially. Eagle Warrior is pretty lethal here. It's like having a couple knights in your base. And they're gonna get at least 2 kills, surely. Let's check this Vil. Let's check this Vil. The Vil goes down. There we go. 2 kills. 2 eco kills might have been worth making those equals and sending them right in. This is looking really good for Rodeo Jones here. Although taking some awkward fights, losing some eagles. He does clear up the men-at-arms, but at what cost? Crossbow, really, really good play from Saracens here. I think crossbow longsword could be the way to deal with this Inca spam. Now, WekaWekaWoo might also want Mamelukes here. He's on the stone really bad, so he's probably going to rush those Mamelukes. Another Vil. Dude, this is so annoying. A 1 low HP eagle in your base, killing your villagers. Oh, man. It doesn't get much more annoying than that. Another one. If this eagle gets another kill, we're going to lose it. No way. No way does this happen, and it doesn't. Okay. Luckily, WekaWekaWoo pulled it back at the last second. But this eagle is still going to be really annoying. And now what this eagle could do sitting here is stop more Vils going to the lumber camp. But that doesn't even matter, because right now there's an eagle in the lumber camp. Finds the hole. A bit of an overchop, as we call it. And there is now a potential for more damage. It looks like he didn't even get a 1 Vil kill. Maybe he got 1 Vil kill here, actually. A bit of yellow. Not too sure. But definitely worth it. Sending an eagle in there just for the idle time you cause alone. A lot of havoc and a lot of res has been taken away from WekaWekaWoo from all these raids. With all your workers having to run around and garrison and fight themselves, you're going to have way less resources for WekaWekaWoo. And the res collected, not really showing that. WekaWekaWoo, he's a very defensive player. And it still might work out for him as he puts a castle in a very secure position in front of his TC. Had to delete some farms for that, I think. But the castle will definitely go down. Siege Workshop, okay, that's no good. Rodeo Jones does not see the castle. This Siege Workshop might not get any value in if you send the mangonels straight forward. It's possible if you go around the side, you could probably go position your mangonels here. But having a castle is always scary if you're looking to make mangonels, especially against Saracens. You have some of the best units in the game for sniping mangonels. Mangonels have a lot of pierce armor, and usually you have to worry about the ranged units getting right underneath them. There's only a couple units in the entire game that deal melee damage at range. There's only like 3 or 4 of them right now. And one of the original melee ranged units that throws the melee damage at a distance is the Saracen Mameluke. Yeah, there we go. See, this is the disaster that can happen when you do a Siege Workshop not knowing there's a castle here. Very unfortunate for Rodeo Jones losing that first mangonel. If he kept that alive, he could definitely wreak havoc on this TC. The TC here is not protected. It could get sniped by the Mamelukes, but you definitely have a good position to put a mangonel or 2 here. Maybe even more of them. Now, slingers probably don't go too well into camels either. But I'm pretty sure eagles into Mamelukes might be okay. Eagles do have, I'm pretty sure it's +2 attack against cavalry. So they do have some advantage over the Mamelukes. But Mamelukes just having melee damage at range can be really good against eagles. Eagles, their main thing is that they have pierce armor. A 3 base pierce armor is really, really nice. It means they negate pretty much all of the damage that gets done by ranged units. But ranged melee units, like the Mameluke, could definitely put a stump in the flow of the eagle. As they come in for the hole, this could be crazy. You could get mad damage here. The problem right now is that there's too many vills for them all to garrison in the TC. So you're going to fill up the TC, only 2 spots left, no room in the inn. And all of a sudden you've got vills here who have nowhere to go. Only a couple. This tower here, sorry, is really lucky. If it wasn't for this tower, there would have been 5 more vills dying for WekaWekaWoo. But nothing else can be done because the TC has just enough room for the rest of the vills and the tower. And will be running away. Very smart move by Rodeo Jones. He gets all the damage he can, maximum damage possible, and then runs away before losing too many units. Then the Mamelukes are going to be on the hunt. These Mamelukes are bad news for those eagles. He's being very cautious with the Mamelukes. Doesn't want to lose them. But I think if you run forward here, you can take out these couple slingers and the mangonel, no problem. But that's not what WekaWekaWoo is thinking of. There's no more defending for WekaWekaWoo. WekaWekaWoo goes forward. WekaWekaWoo doesn't ask questions. WekaWekaWoo gets the job done. He's going to send him right through this palisade and into the base of Rodeo Jones. We're going to see if Rodeo Jones is ready for this. So far, no reaction. It's going to be some vills going down for Rodeo Jones for sure. 2 vills going down on the front to start off with. And WekaWekaWoo is going to continue looking around for more. These camels are on the hunt. And sure, you're getting Siege Home. You're getting 1 TC going down. You're going to lose some vills to this mangonel. This is a little scary. But now Rodeo Jones is in panic mode. He's forgotten about his army. And he has to somehow deal with all these Mamelukes in his base. The best thing I think Incas could do here is either go for a unique unit or go for crossbow. Crossbow is probably easier. Or arbalest. Because we have Imperial Age on the way for Rodeo Jones. Rodeo Jones says, this is my rodeo. I'm going to take it to the Imperial Age. Get the tech advantage up on you, sir. And this is reminding me quite a lot of the Castle Age, which is also quite a lot faster for Rodeo Jones. This could be a GG when Imperial Age comes in. The position here, Rodeo Jones loves his forward castle. And very, very good reason why. Forward castle plus a quick Imperial Age, which Rodeo Jones seems to have down pat. It's 37 minutes in the game, meaning that the castle on the front is actually a really, really good timing. This is a scary, even for my level, 37 minutes. You have TCs behind it. You're up to castle age. You got a forward castle. You're building trebs. You have got everything you need. That's beautiful from Rodeo Jones. Really well played. He's really on the ball this game. You can tell he's pretty comfortable with the Incas. Not making any cameos yet, just trebuchets. Just trebuchets and the armor, so probably just more eagles for now. Mamelukes are really scary because they can deal with pikemen. Pikemen's usually the best thing against camels. But not against Saracens. These Mamelukes, these will definitely snipe out any pikemen before they get too close. If you can micro with them and run back a little bit, they're going to take a really, really good trade against the pikemen. Of course, it could go the other way. If you forget about your Mamelukes for a few seconds, then they can all die to some pikemen. That's very possible. But so far, so good for WekaWekaWoo. The problem is this front line. He's going to be under duress from 2 trebuchets, probably more coming out soon. Rodeo Jones can afford it if he wants it. And this is looking like Rodeo Jones' game. It looks like we're going to game 3. What an exciting match. WekaWekaWoo on the front lines. He's going to see if he can do something about these trebuchets. Well, now we also get to see how the Eagles go against the Mamelukes. Now, this is not a proper test because the Eagles do have +4, but even then, Castle Age Mamelukes absolutely melting the Eagles. Beautiful to see. And we see the ranged melee attack coming in, sniping that treb. Mamelukes are the best at it. Still one treb to snipe. Is he going to do it? Right now, the Mamelukes are still killing everything. The only problem is all the castle fire they're taking. I don't think a single unit has killed the Mamelukes. The only reason... Oh, that's so unlucky. The only reason these Mamelukes are dying is because of all this castle fire. No ballistics, but it doesn't really matter. There's a big, massive Mamelukes, and Rodeo Jones gets insanely lucky here. Just so lucky. Rodeo Jones will have all the time in the world now to trap down this castle. And he... Whoa, where is he clicked up? Where's he clicked up? In the back TC, that's good. I was going to say, if WekaWekaWoo clicked up in this front TC, that could be all over GG for him. Because this TC is probably not going to last till Imperial Age. Man, it is so unfortunate for WekaWekaWoo that he didn't take out this treb. One more. Look at this, 6 HP on the trebuchet, which means that one shot from a single Mameluke would have taken out this treb. That was down to the wire. So close. Rodeo Jones keeps the trebuchet though, which does insane amounts of damage to the castle. Glorious amounts of damage. And this is looking worse and worse for WekaWekaWoo. This is really unfortunate. Because now he's lost his castle. He can't make more of these magical Mameluke unit. Now Mamelukes are really all what was holding WekaWekaWoo in this game. Without the Mamelukes, what are you going to do? You're probably going to have to go back to the original plan, which was longswords. And, well, you can only do so much with longswords. They're slower than the Eagles. The Eagles can just run around them. They die to pretty much everything else that the Incas make. So longswords are super limited. And they won't last very long other than killing Eagles. So we need answers, and we need them quick for WekaWekaWoo. I don't know what WekaWekaWoo could do here. He needs to try and go for some kind of longswords to stay alive until the Mamelukes come back with another castle. And he's on the stone for another castle. It'll probably happen soon-ish. But boy, oh boy, it's not looking good for WekaWekaWoo here. I think we're going to see a game 3. All these techs coming in. Armor! He didn't have armor on the Mamelukes. That's why they were dying so quickly. Now, to be fair, it was better for WekaWekaWoo to get iron casting first, because those Mamelukes can really just delete units at a distance with iron casting. But not having armor there, that would have been the difference between taking out that treb and not. And now we're in a world where WekaWekaWoo has no castle production. He has to survive with 5 Mamelukes and a few random units. Trying to make... What are we trying to make? Hussar. I don't think that's going to do it. I don't think WekaWekaWoo... No. Hussar's no good against Incas. I think just about every unit that Incas make, other than Skirmisher and Slinger, kills Hussar. Hussar is just no good at all in this current matchup. Maybe for raiding in the late game, in the very, very late game. but it is not a unit you can fight the Incas with. I think it's just an unfortunate matchup. Saracens, they're a great camel civ. They're an anti-cavalry civ. Unfortunately, they're up against an American civ which doesn't get cavalry at all. And for this, they're like an anti-cavalry cavalry civ, which is camels, but camel civs get countered by American civs. I've always said this. American civs have all the answers to camel civs, and camel civs just have such limited options, really forced into awkward things, like we saw with WekaWekaWoo and these metanoms, which was a very valid idea to try. I think, yeah. Swordsman, longswords might have been a better idea than the Hussar here, because there's just no hope. We're going to see a game 3. Alright. I'm not going to dwell too much on this one. We're going to have a quick look at the stats here. Society, things are just going to be looking up. Whoa. Technology well up for WekaWekaWoo, but not really mattering in this game. I think Incas just have all the right units. They have every unit they could possibly want against Saracens. Eagles and Arbalests. Yeah, and more Eagles. I think Eagles are just such a killer without the Mamelukes on the field. So really well played by Rodeo Jones. Let's see if we can go through here for a game 3. Oh, here we go. This has got to be game 3. I'm going to load it from my Age of Empires just to be sure. Just Capture Age doesn't have the titles here. And we are in game number 3. Capture Age will be loading up right now. And this is on a map I really like. This is on a map called Lake Taupo, where I went in very confidently there and then suddenly realized that I did not know how to pronounce Lake Taupo, in fact. Taupo sounds like a very Australian way to pronounce it. It sounds like I'm saying top. Oh, down at the servo, I got a Taupo for me car. Oh, Taupo. Maybe I got it right. Okay, nailed it. I'm just going to go with Park Tim saying nailed it. And never say this word again. So, this early dock, okay. I'm getting schooled right now by 1200s. I completely failed to do this on when I picked this for my home map. I did not do the early dock. I completely missed the early dock. And there's so much advantage to putting an early dock down. You get a bunch of food from the fishing ship that you start with. You don't have to make the fishing ship at all. You just get that first fishing ship down, and the great little eco bonus, and oh boy. WekaWekaWoo's playing like me right now. He's playing without the starting dock at all. Taking the straggler tree a little confusing. Maybe you want a dock to get your... Or, I mean, a lumber camp to get your dock out and producing more fishing ship. But man, this is a really awkward start from WekaWekaWoo here. Very, very strong start for Rodeo Jones. And yeah, WekaWekaWoo doing what I was doing at the start and using the fishing ship to scout. I thought this would be the most effective use, but no. This is wrong. I've learnt this the hard way, unfortunately, WekaWekaWoo. It doesn't work like this. You have to just build a dock. You have enough wood just to build a dock right away, and the hut here is great as well. You don't need to worry about the wood cost. WekaWekaWoo is taking the stragglers, and he's going to have a ton more resources. Continuing to come in for him. Deer is getting pushed. WekaWekaWoo really wants his food down. Does have the dock up now, though. So maybe they figured it out just a little later. Doesn't have the lumber camp yet. Oh, interesting. 5 Phil's going for a lumber camp now. Nice. Rodeo Jones still here with a much cleaner start, but WekaWekaWoo not too far behind. It's anyone's game so far. And, wow, okay. Now this is something I didn't expect. We're seeing a fishing ship before the next lumber camp. Now we're seeing why this is not a great idea. We're already on the really far stragglers, and we're going to run out of wood very quickly. Luckily, there's still 100 wood in this tree. So even if we make more fishing ship, and we are, we're going up to 4 fishing ship with no lumber camp. This tree is currently containing our lumber camp. Without this tree, there is no lumber camp. We have one final tree to have a chance at a lumber camp. WekaWekaWoo, oh, he can probably find it off this. But this is his safety. If he makes too many fishing ship, and it doesn't look like they will, this could be the one tree he needs for a lumber camp. So, you know, calculated risk from WekaWekaWoo. Seems like they're fine. I'm sure a lumber camp's going to come out real soon. Yeah, here we go. Lumber camp coming out soon, for sure. Sure, that's a lumber camp. You know what? I'm not going to complain about that lumber camp. You build that lumber camp, WekaWekaWoo. Now, we're seeing WekaWekaWoo. He's actually catching up in fishing ship. Yeah. I don't want to be too mean to WekaWekaWoo. Let's just leave him be with this lumber camp. Fishing ship coming out, but it's a lot slower for the Dravidian player. This Viking no lumber camp extra fish build might actually be better off. And yep, WekaWekaWoo has not only caught up in his missing resources for having a slower dock, but he's in fact surpassed Rodeo Jones by making extra fishing ship before the lumber camp. The lumber camp really slows down those extra fishing ship. It's good for setting you up for the mid game. But boy oh boy, is WekaWekaWoo bringing in that food, bringing in that sushi. And he's going to be pulling ahead in the resources collected. Also, walling off his base. Now, when I played against the 2K on this map, they like to wall up quite a lot. They pretty much wall up right to the edge of the water, even though it's not a perfect wall, because this is unbuildable terrain right here. It is impossible for you to put a block between this dock here and this house. So this will always be open, very, very raidable base. So if you go all in from the side, you can't just get walled out. There's always an entrance in, which is kind of scary news if you're investing on the water quite a lot. Phil's finding their way around for Rodeo Jones. Both the players are up, but WekaWekaWoo with the extra food coming in so much faster. Galley gets to come out first. That's, I mean, they are Vikings. What else are you gonna make but a galley? A few more docks here could be really, really nice to secure the water control. At this rate, if we see an extra dock for Rodeo Jones, we could definitely see a comeback on the water. Yep, extra dock going down. Okay, so galley might kill all the fishing ship, but Rodeo Jones is going to have a great chance to do the same. Kill your fishing ship of your opponent, and take water control for yourself. If you run off your fishing ship, in fact, I think it keeps him alive. This galley, if they find... Let's see what WekaWekaWoo can see. Okay, he knows exactly what's up. He sees the dock, knows where to go. That's perfect. And WekaWekaWoo's gonna see this fishing ship immediately. That's amazing. Start shooting right away. And these might be 3 dead fishing ship if they don't get split up. A third dock coming down. That's really good for Rodeo Jones. You definitely want this third dock as soon as possible. And you're gonna have a lot more production than the Viking player who's only just coming down with the second dock. Rodeo Jones has 2 uninterrupted docks, and it's gonna go for a third. But WekaWekaWoo is gonna make up for it by being up so much faster and having that one dock produce so much faster. Might actually end up okay for WekaWekaWoo here. I was worried they wouldn't have the numbers to produce out of 2 docks, but just because of their timings, it might be fine. And Rodeo Jones goes for another fishing ship. That's kind of greedy. That's very greedy. So we won't see the numbers that we expected for Rodeo Jones due to their fishing ship here. And this could be bad news for Rodeo Jones. Okay, never mind. The next wave comes out. They're okay. They're fine. Vikings is going to have to pull back themselves. Now, the Vikings galleys are a bit easier, a bit nicer. I think they don't shoot faster. I kind of forgot their bonus. Wait a minute. They just cost less. Okay, they're just cheaper. So these are cheaper galleys, which means we should definitely have a third dock to be able to make use of our bonus here. Instead, we're just going for the two docks for now. But the fishing ships stay alive, and they even get put on top of another fish, so they can easily go back to work if they get clicked. There they go. And okay, this is big. Fletching coming in, very, very, very nice. But it's going in for the wrong player. It's going in for for the second fletching is going to come in. WekaWekaWoo already has fletching. Was very quick on that fletching. So quick I didn't even notice it. Now we're really going to have to see how these players go for the galley micro. I think that's what it's going to come down to. We've got 4 galleys here. They're going to get the better of the start of the fight. But then WekaWoo comes in with a reinforcement, so it's hard to say. And now we have a really, really even fight. The Viking warships going to be a little closer to being reinforced, but I think the numbers are still favoring Rodeo Jones, who had fletching a little bit later, but now it's in, is going to be taking a really good fight. In the back, I'm expecting a market. Yep, a market's in for Rodeo Jones, and this is a castle edge coming in much faster than the Viking player. Viking player is going to be in trouble, not being up as fast themselves. Rodeo Jones doing amazing macroing at home with the farms, going to be up faster. Let's go back to the fight. Okay. Very even fight still. I thought Rodeo Jones was going to take that, but because we're closer to the production for the Vikings, WekaWekaWoo is going to be absolutely fine here. And it's going to go back to the middle, back to very even numbers. Maybe even taking a Viking lead if we take out some of these ships. Some of these ships very low now. 2 ships extremely low for Rodeo. Oh, unfortunate we took so many shots for WekaWekaWoo. Gonna finally snipe those low ships. And now we're back to even numbers again. Very, very even on the galley war. And Rodeo Jones not interested in making any fires. Fires could be good here. I think fires could be very good here. Maybe mixing in a couple. But both the players confident on just galleys. So it's probably a good thing. Once they get upgrades, Galley's going to be really strong in the castle age. Oh, I am scared for WekaWekaWoo. WekaWekaWoo is not going to be up in time. This could be a complete water domination on Lake Taupo for Rodeo Jones. Now, I believe this is WekaWoo's home map. I'm actually going to tap back here and check really quickly. And WekaWoo randomed this map as their home map. So it is their home map, but they didn't choose it. They went random, which for your home map is a bit unfortunate. Maybe they thought about it a little too long. I've definitely randomed a lot of times in drafts without meaning to, because you think about it, and you think about it, and you think about it, and oh no, you timed out. I decided, but it's too late now. WekaWekaWoo may have found themselves in this kind of position, as they have to maybe try and get some value. But these ships are going to be switching to the war galleys very soon. No bodkin in just yet. We can't afford it. No bodkin in just yet. But I'm sure it will be in soon. Oh, the fishing ship got sniped. I missed Rodeo Jones' deep fish getting sniped. The far back dock here. I thought they had some very safe fish. But WekaWekaWoo made it. WekaWekaWoo made it work. Now these galleys are going to be in trouble. Going to get hunted down by the galleys here. Not looking too good for WekaWekaWoo. Just because they're not up. Oh no, the res. WekaWekaWoo didn't have a market. They can't click up because of the market. No! They could have been up so much sooner, but the market wasn't up yet. Oh, disaster feudal age for WekaWekaWoo here. Despite having such a crazy high score, considering his position, he's going to have a really, really hard time now. Very smartly putting the galleys in the docks. And he's going to have to hope that he comes up with some kind of mass. But that's going to be a really far-fetched hope. Look at how many galleys there are. Still no Bodkin. Bodkin comes in right away for Rodeo Jones as I say that. And yeah, he knows it. WekaWekawoo's in dire straits. Now, one thing you can do if you're really behind on the water map is to make a castle. If you can build a castle close to the water, which I'm sure WekaWekawoo could do, it gives you like a safe zone for your docks. And it gives you a chance to make some docks and come back on the water. Without a castle, you might just lose all of your docks and be unable to make more. Because if you're patrolling the edges of the... Yeah, here we go. The very, very smart play. Potentially from WekaWekawoo, making some unseen dock. Very, very good. Some strong water instincts coming in here. This is really, really good play. Bringing in that extra side dock here. Unfortunately, losing one on the front. That happens. And he's gonna be relying on 2 docks here. Nearly up himself. Let's see what he can do. Rodeo Jones in an amazing position to take this game. Game 3 of what a set. What a set. No handicaps. Just honest 1200 versus 1200 gameplay. Gotta love it. Castle, yeah, right where we thought it would be. This, oh no, this could be really bad. Oh no. Rodeo Jones sees it and he can range it and it gets the leak. Okay, very smart play by WekaWekawoo. Can still afford another castle if he just takes 20 more stone. But this is a very demoralizing position. We've got to be getting, yeah, long ships is what you want. But you can't afford anything right now. Oh no. Oh no. Castle has to go up in the back. Oh no. Oh, what's this castle going to do even? I think they bought stone. Yeah, bought stone for the last bit they needed for the castle. Gonna try to do a sneaky dock. And right now, I don't think we even worry about War Galley. Especially if you can't afford it. We want to buy some food. We want to get Bodkin. And Bodkin's all these long ships need. You don't need the War Galley upgrade for long ships. So we just skip the War Galley upgrade at this point. It's a bit expensive, and you don't have any War Galleys to speak of. Oh, the raid! We went to snipe more fish. This is really, really smart from WekaWekawoo. Coming in and looking for extra fish to get sniped. Unfortunately, for WekaWekawoo, there were none to get sniped. That's the best thing you could have possibly done with your leftover War Galleys that weren't going to get upgraded. Now longboats. Here we go. We have a real chance here. We have a real chance here. Longboats are insane. Longboats are really, really good. Probably the best standalone water unit there is. It's just straight up. Just really, really strong stats. Really good against galleys. And we can see Rodeo Jones fearing them. I think you would go all in. Right now, Rodeo Jones just has to move forward and not let these longboats get out. Because once the massive longboats come out, the Vikings is right back in the game. And we could see a swing back in WekaWekawoo's favor. We've seen them have superior strategy before. And if they get enough long ships, it could be a really, really good shot for them. The main problem is that we don't have Bodkin. This could be killer. We just got the resources for it just now. Can we get Bodkin? Queuing up some bills. Making a TC. Trying to get back in the game just by getting some eco. And Bodkin's coming in. Alright, great. You probably want to avoid the fight until Bodkin comes in, but Rodeo Jones is still scared, refuses to engage the longships. This is so well played by WekaWekawoo, coming back, losing all of your starting docks, losing all 3 of them. And now he's able to rebuild on the side, and it's like he never happened. It's like he never got pushed off water in the first place. Instead, he's got a castle, and he can just build longships to his heart's content. Maybe the castle was to build longships. Because longships used to have a requirement where you could not build longships until you had a castle. It used to be the thing that kind of locked away the longships. Very, very strong unit. And at some point in DE, they decided, oh, we don't actually need castles to build longships. You can just build them right away in Castle Age. Which makes Vikings a whole of a lot stronger without any kind of castle. I'm not sure if Weka knew that or not, or just wanted a castle for some water control, for some coast control. Definitely seemed like it was for the coast control based on their position, but okay. Fight's a little awkward here. Maybe we started this before Bodkin was in. Oh no. Ballistics It's just making all the difference here for Rodeo Jones. That looked like an almost even fight, but ballistics meant that every single shot from Rodeo Jones hit. We had a lot of time where we were just running away with WekaWekaWoo's longships and they weren't getting any value. Again, the raid, he's trying to find those fishing ship. Where are the sneaky fishing ship? How could my opponent not be making fishing ship? They're not making any fishing ship. That's the crazy thing. There's no fishing ship to snipe still. This is insane. Okay, ballistics is just making all the difference for Rodeo Jones right now. There's really very little shot of WekaWekaWoo coming back, getting careening, which will give him pierce armor. That's kind of nice, but it's, oh man. This is so rough. They had such a good shot coming back into this game. Castle definitely felt like it was just for the upgrade. I guess WekaWekaWoo loves the defensive castle. You're not going to get siege pushed if you have a castle in your base like this. Now WekaWekaWoo's trying to sneak out. He's like, hey, if we just sneak out the window, he won't see my longships. And he's right. He has to sneak right out under the nose of Rodeo Jones, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. He's going to try to take some skirmish on the side, which is going to be better value than fighting here, but Rodeo Jones will continue losing these units. Now, there's a problem for Rodeo Jones, and Rodeo Jones is not patrolling the lake. If Rodeo Jones had one or two ships just going along the edge of the coast, you need what I like to call border patrol. If you have a border patrol, just patrolling, you get one ship patrolling here to here. You got one ship patrolling here to here. You get one ship patrolling here to here. And you can really lock down the whole lake. And this is where water gets really strong. Is when you have water control and you're patrolling all the edges, you're doing your border patrolling, it becomes almost impossible for the opponent to come back on the water unless they get up a castle just like this. WekaWekaWoo is not giving up yet. Wow. I wonder if they'll give up once they see Imp. Imp definitely possible for Rodeo Jones. Just has to click it now. He has the monastery, he has the university, and up he goes. Gonna start making land units now as well. Rodeo Jones in such a good spot here. I really struggle to see a way back for WekaWekaWoo. They've lost all of their docks twice now. They've lost about 6 docks. 6 or 7 docks. Starting to wall up here. Not sure if you can even wall on this terrain. Looks like you kind of can. But it won't matter because the coast control plus the unwallable terrain is going to make all the difference for Rodeo Jones. He's going to be able to roll on in with whatever he decides to make. He's going to see the castle now, so he's going to have a target for his bombard galleys as well. And I'm going to expect chemistry and bombard galleys coming in really soon. Bombard galleys probably able to take, cannon galleys, sorry, probably able to take out this town center here as well. So you're going to lose your starting town center and a castle and some farms due to not having water here. This is really unfortunate for WekaWekaWoo. You're going to be up a lot later. So let's see what they say when castle comes in, because this could be a GG moment when Rodeo Jones gets up to castle age. They're already behind in score massively, nearly half the score that Rodeo Jones has. Although that's going to come right back up if we're going to sit under here. That's going to come right back up. These ships are going to melt to the castle fire. Wow. Okay. Okay, Rodeo Jones really confident, not too worried about these ships. But maybe he should be. Yeah, loses a lot. Verasati? Is that a unique deck? Imp comes in. Is there a GG? There's no GG. Weka fights on. Weka fights to the last man. Weka doesn't like to surrender. Weka also has a spidey sense of where they're coming from. Oh, I guess he can probably see it. Let's have a look at Weka's vision again. And well, he sees it now, that's for sure. But it looks like he saw that barracks before as well, so pretty good intel for WekaWekaWoo. WekaWekaWoo could probably defend this. But I think it's only a matter of time now. You have a small militia of berserks. Hey guys, I think if we put our heads together, We can really make this work, and the Vikings can continue to live. Unfortunately, these Dravidians, they're just way too rich, way too strong. There's going to be way too many of these guys. And Berserks go really well into longswords, but with all these upgrades coming in, I think this is just going to be too much of an issue for WekaWekaWoo to handle. Our small hero unit of these Berserks, so much faith, so much confidence, so many capes. Deletes the house, can we do it? Can we do it? He wants to snipe a Treb. This could be brutal. This could be disastrous. The last of the Viking race, making their stand. Will they take out a Treb? Will they make their name known? No. Okay. We're going to have a lot of unmarked graves, and not a single Treb goes down to accomplish that. That's so unfortunate for those Berserks. And here, these golden boys with these long, long swords are just going to come strolling in like it's a walk in the park. And these long swords, they have so much potential right now. We're being very, very careful for Rodeo Jones, but I think we could sit under the TC and just start deleting those things. Of course, you want to be careful. We see that WekaWeka is going for the Trebs, so it makes sense. We're going to be protecting these Trebs. We're going to be moving them across the map, slowly and surely. We're going to take out this base. I really don't see a way out of this for WekaWekaWoo. Can we? I've seen this before. There we go. And I still don't see a way back. We've walled up this side. Look at we've got the Weka walls. Weka walls going up this side. That's kind of nice. Okay. We've got some stone. We can probably go out for some more lumber camps anytime now. Anytime now, WekaWekaWoo. Oh no. This is a Viking eco in distress. Oh man. It's a good thing they have wheelbarrows because they are walking far with that wood. Vikings now going for the classic Fat Slob Scorpion route. 55 to 6, yeah. That would be the military unit comparison bar, showing us that this is just, it's not even a close game anymore. I think we're just waiting for the final death blow. Rodeo Jones is like, okay, maybe if, I mean, WekaWekaWoo, maybe we make Scorpions. Scorpions kills longswords, right? Move those Scorpions in. Scorpions don't have ballistics. Yeah, Scorpions have no ballistics. This is really unfortunate for WekaWekaWoo. No ballistics and no heavy Scorpion either. No resources for heavy Scorpion. Maybe if you unqueue a couple. 70 on wood and no wood for heavy Scorp. Oh, what a disaster. This could almost work because the thing is, Dravidians have some of the worst cavalry in the game, okay? Dravidians don't get knights. And Dravidians have really bad elephants. They have great elephant archers. But elephant archers don't kill heavy Scorpion. Guys, it's almost possible. We need heavy Scorpion though. 10 Scorpions in the queue, no good. We need to cancel that, get heavy Scorp right away. You also need chemistry, you also need ballistics. So far we're seeing none of that for WekaWekaWoo. This is big trouble. Dravidian get BBC 2, yeah. So this whole base is gonna get deleted. If chemistry comes in for Radio Jones, we can take out the market. We can take out whatever's left of, you know, this wood line, for example. We're going in. We're going in with the... Okay, we're losing some Scorpions to the Trebs. No! Oh no! The Scorpions are hitting the Trebs. They're not hitting the champions. What a disaster fight! They barely get any kills. We barely kill any longswords. This has to be the end of the Viking era. This has to be the reign of Rodeo Jones as we finish up on the AOtEaroa Cup. AOtEaroa. And we just saw the score. He didn't even look at the score until now. Nearly 3 times the score for Rodeo Jones as Rodeo Jones takes the victory. What a set. What a beautiful set for this New Zealand tournament. Very fun set. Thanks for hanging out, JJ, Park Tim, everybody else. Let's skip through the score here before I end the recording. And what a match. WekaWekaWoo really tried. He really tried. He was running. He was building extra TCs. He was ready for the long game. Oh boy, was he. Building those TCs, but it wasn't going to happen. We had some really unfortunate fights. I think that moment with the longboats, if we just could afford Bodkin somehow a little earlier, might have been okay. Because Rodeo Jones was really respecting those longboats. He did not want to fight those longboats too early. Longboats are a very scary unit. Nearly came back just from that. But that's the way it goes. What a great set. Really exciting game 3. Well played to both these guys. And I don't know if it's elimination. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have like a round of like a Swiss round or something before elimination comes in. So maybe we'll see these guys again in the past. Rodeo Jones has been in our chat, so I'll probably be paying attention to Rodeo Jones if I see him again. And yeah, best of luck. I'll end the recording here.